Lone Wolf Hot Rods is back with a second Holley Carburetor tuning video. This time around we'll look at setting the idle mixture and idle speed on a common Holley carburetor. I'll show you how to come up with a baseline setting, and I'll also show you an easy way to fine-tune it. Setting up the idle on a Holley isn't difficult. Everything can be accomplished with basic hand tools. I'm using a common Holley 850 double pumper as the example. Everything shown here applies to many other Holleys too. Here's the tool selection you'll need. As you can see, it's not much. A vacuum gauge along with a medium-sized flat blade screwdriver, as well as two different small flat blade screwdrivers. Cut. With the carb off the car, you can start by establishing a baseline. With the carburetor flipped over, you typically want to see approximately 20 thousandths of an inch appearing as a square right there of the idle transfer screw slot, visible just below the bottom edge of the butterflies. The idle speed set screw is what adjusts the butterfly position in relation to the transfer slot. If the transfer slots are uncovered excessively, the engine can develop a hesitation when the throttle is cracked. If your engine has a big duration cam and or big overlap and a result a nasty idle, you'll find the idle mixture screws tend to be unresponsive. There's an easy fix. Adjust the secondary throttle stop screw. Holley 4-barrels typically have a small set screw located beside the passenger side throttle bore shaft. It's on the base plate of the carburetor, so obviously you'll have to flip it over. By turning the screw approximately 1.5 turns, the secondary throttle blades will open slightly. This results in quite a bit of airflow through the carburetor, and it comes without increasing the window seen by the idle transfer slot. This allows you to close the primary throttle plate slightly. Adjusting the secondary stop is important. It allows you to maintain a relatively small amount of the transfer slot window uncovered at idle. In turn, this provides sufficient idle mixture screw sensitivity on most engines. You can baseline idle mixture screws by turning them in and lightly seating them. Right here. Don't over tighten the screw because the needle can be damaged. Next, back each screw out 1.5 turns. If your carburetor has secondary idle mixture screws, like this one, set them the same front and rear. At this point, install the carburetor. You're now ready to balance the idle mixture. To accomplish this, install a vacuum gauge on the engine. It needs to be conventional manifold vacuum. Start the car, allow it to warm up. Be certain the choke is fully open. With a stick shift setup, place the car in neutral and apply the park brake. With an automatic, have an assistant seated in the car with the transmission in gear and the park brake set. Set the first idle mixture screw there until you reach the highest manifold reading on the gauge. Then proceed to the second mixture screw over here and set it to the highest reading. Go back and repeat the process, fine-tuning the idle mixture. If your Holley has a four-corner idle, such as this 4781, then you have to set the front first and then set the rear. Recheck the front idle mixture after the rear setting has been established. Okay. At this point, you'll need to reduce the idle speed. Right there. The reason for this is balancing the idle mixture screw with a vacuum gauge can increase the idle speed considerably. Set it to an RPM range that allows the engine to idle properly. If your car is equipped with an automatic, it should be capable of idling slowly in gear. Consider though that slow could mean an idle speed of 1,000 RPM or more if a big duration camshaft with a lot of overlap is used. From here, turn each idle mixture screw, this one, and this one, all four sides, out 1/2 turn. This tends to fatten up the idle mixture slightly, but it will provide a bit of cushion in the event that you get some contamination in the idle circuit. It really doesn't have much of an effect upon the idle quality, but it's just good insurance. And that's it. You're done. For more tech, please subscribe to this channel. We'll cover more Holley fine-tuning in the future segments, and point your browser towards racingjunk.com and check out the non-stop racing and high-performance tech.